Dosrombos, what's the deal, baby? Vinnie Pacienza, Jedi Mind tricks. Philly to España, all day, every day, you know what I'm saying?
The heavy metal king, the heavy metal king.
I murder you and laugh. I'm Barry Sanders slashing through the path. You a magician's assistant, I'm sawing you in half.
Longevity is important, and I would never try to give the fans some bullshit. I know what they want to hear. They want that hardcore shit, you know what I mean? So I would never try to trick them, you know what I mean? It's like the fans are smarter than people give them credit for, you know what I mean? And a lot of artists don't have respect for the fans. And my mama taught me to treat everybody with the same respect that you want to be treated with. You know, so that's how I make my music and how I conduct my life. That's kind of a fuck you to everyone who thinks, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you're supposed to do is do some mainstream commercial with like, yo, now we're really gonna make it fucking grimy. We're gonna make it more grimy than it's ever been. You know, I read this thing. It said 28 of 30 artists that were on major labels, 28 of 30 of them said that their major label influenced them and suggested to them to talk more about women, drugs, clothes, and cars. 28 out of 30 artists said their label told them to do that. I don't want no parts of that shit. I like bitches and money and clothes and cars. I just think there's more important shit to talk about. I still like all of that shit, but I don't necessarily need to, I don't feel the desire to perpetuate that in my art. There's a struggle with economics in the U.S. and in Europe and in Greece is so fucked up economically, and I was just there, you know what I mean? And to talk to those kids, and they were just so happy that we went there because no one's going there because it's so fucked up, the economy, you know what I mean? I want my nieces and nephews to be able to be like, that's Theo Vinnie, man. Like, I like, you know what I mean? My mama come to my shows, man. You know what I mean? I want my mama to be proud. My mama is proud, so I win. It was getting really difficult with Stu, personality-wise. Like, constant clashing. Like, yes, no, yes, no. Yeah. It gets old, man, you know what I mean? So it's like, it was the first time I felt free in years. I felt like a kid again.
Freedom.
Yeah, freedom in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Spiritual freedom, financial freedom from a label that you didn't want to be on. The sound is going to be the sound with Stu, without Stu. You know what I mean? I know the beats I want to rap over. So I feel like it came together. This is the most fun I've had making a record in a long time.
It's the dichotomy of hatred and man. If you ever even think of trying to play me, then blam.
We just kept flowing, man. We could have kept going, you know what I mean? It's like, the process don't stop. As soon as I was done that, I started my next shit. I'm already 6 songs into my solo record, you know what I mean? So it's like, keep shit going, man, you know? Constant movement. Slow motion better than no motion. So my process is that I don't have a process. Like, the beat dictates what I do and ideas come, and I think when you overthink things in art, you could be a painter, a graph artist, a piano player. Like, when you overthink shit, when you overanalyze it, it starts becoming work. And everybody hates work. And my father used to tell me, mi padre told me, it was like, it's not work if you love it. And I still love it, so I'm still here.
I murder you and laugh. I'm Barry Sanders slashing through the path. You a magician's assistant, I'm sawing you in half. You a heathen that rely on the beast.
When I was growing up, it was something like, not everyone in school, you were a weirdo. You know, like, it was local. Like, to even the idea of hip hop, you know what I mean? It's like, it didn't really until the late 90s come into like a global culture where it was like everywhere. Like, we'd see like the Roots and Ultramagnetic MCs in like 93 in like a fucking warehouse. I saw Third Base and Big Daddy Kane in like 89 with my big brother at like a university. So it's like, that shit is so much different now, you know what I mean? Now it's like, you know, you might be able to have a hip hop concert at like a basketball stadium in Barcelona. Because the culture that I love and that I grew up on, now people are more aware of it. But now everybody is a DJ. Everybody is a rapper. Everybody is a producer. There's no more fans. Every kid is like, oh, Vinnie Paz, que pasa, brother? Oh, here's my demo. Damn, man, no one's a fan anymore? Like, no one just listens to music anymore. Everybody's got to do something. Promoter, you know what I mean? Something. It's like, that's the part that I miss, where it's just, I was just a fan. You know, I wrote, but I didn't bother anyone. I just watched the show, you know what I mean? Like, have fun. So, that's what's changed the most, where it was like, the access, the internet, Twitter, Facebook. When I was young, I thought Cool G Rap was God. Now if you want to, you can write Cool G Rap on Twitter. You know, when I was young, I thought Big Daddy Kane was God. Now you can write Big Daddy Kane on Facebook. So it's like, these kids don't see separation. You know what I mean? They like, get in your face, like, touch you, you know what I mean? It's just weird, man. It's like, they definitely, the internet age and shit has blurred the lines of where people can't distinguish like fan and artist. Like, you know what I mean? I love fans. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for fans. But like, don't touch my fucking head or like tackle me or something. What the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never touch Cool G Rap's head. I would never do that. You know what I mean? But like, so it's like, the globalization of it is beautiful. It's why we're all in this room. But, you know, it's good with the bad, man. As I got older, I started listening to like less and less hip hop. Like, there's less hip hop than anything on my iPod. Like, I listen to like salsa, merengue. I listen to Willie Colon. You know what I mean? Tiro Puente. Yeah, El Cantante. Like, lots of reggae. You know, like lots of heavy metal. So, you know, it's like all that shit, when you were saying like, you know, what am I doing consciously? Maybe that shit is sinking into my head and I'm not even aware of it. And that's another thing, man. I don't, you know, can't do this all night, but I want to say, we're the one culture that does not respect its history. How old is B.B. King? Like 80 years old? He can still tour. You know what I mean? U2, they're like in their 50s. Rolling Stones are like almost fucking 70 years old. If the Cold Crush Brothers came out to Spain, there'd be like 10 people there. Forget Spain. If the Cold Crush Brothers came to Philly, there'd be like 10 people there. Why don't we have any respect for the architects?
The heavy metal king, whole big relax this. We live that murder.
Really? What do I think? I think it's bullshit.
Really?
I think it's white, rich, hippie kids who have nothing better to do. You want real revolution? Storm the White House. You want real revolution? You know what I mean? Viva la revolution? Do what they did in Egypt. Storm the fucking government, man. You know what was happening in Occupy New York? People were going down there, interviewing people. Yo, what are you doing down here? I don't know, dude. I'm smoking weed and fucking bitches. That's what some people were saying. Why are you there? Do you even know why you're there? What did it do? What are you doing? I'm about real revolution, man. If you're gonna do it, do it. Let's get some guns, AR-15s, Russian AKs. Let's take motherfuckers out, man. You know what I'm saying? The government should be scared of the people. The people should not be scared of the government. And the people are petrified of the government, man, for no reason. How many of them is there? A few hundred? 1,000? 2,000? How many of it is us? What's that? 3 billion people on the planet Earth? We can revolt. We can revolt anytime we want to, man. People don't care. They want video games, TV, McDonald's, fast food. They don't care. They're happy. I'm not happy with that shit. Let's go real revolution. Fuck all of that, man. Look, I'm not saying I don't respect someone who tried to make change, man. You know what I mean? I said I think it's bullshit, and I do, but I don't want to downplay it. I respect the idea. You know what I mean? But the idea sometimes looks better on paper than it does. You know what I mean? It was just fucking hippies smoking weed in tents. People bring that up to me, and I'm like, they're like, yo, you know, you talk about Gandhi, but you also talk about like by any means necessary, and that's hypocritical and that's contradictory. Look, man, you gotta understand something. Look at the history of Earth. How many people did what Gandhi did peacefully? One. So is it really realistic? What are you really doing? Let's bum rush these motherfuckers. Let's bum rush them. They don't think nothing about killing us. Cops will shoot you dead in a heartbeat, and they'll get off scot-free. You know what I mean? People ask why I carry guns. I carry guns because policia carry guns. If policia don't carry guns, I don't carry guns. You know what I mean? I don't do it because I'm a tough guy, I'm a gangster rapper. I'm protecting myself. Because cops are the biggest gang in the fucking world. People worried about street gangs, Latin Kings, Nieta, Blood, Crip, whatever. I'm worried about the police. They're the biggest fucking gang in the world, man. Fuck the police. I don't want anyone to be hurt, but I believe that the people have a right to live their lives accordingly. So whatever it takes to achieve that, it takes to achieve that. My respect for Gandhi is immense, but I don't think that we're in a different social environment now. You know what I mean? Where you couldn't pull that off. It wouldn't work. They've tried. People have tried. They assassinated Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? And then Malcolm X. It's like Malcolm. You have Malcolm and Martin. If you have to compare, like, which one are you close to? I'm like, Malcolm X is like, by any means necessary, man. The guns, whatever we got to do to take the power back. Take the power back to the people. We're free spirits. We're free souls, man. It's like, should nobody be able to govern what you do? As long as you are not hurting other people, you should be able to do it. I don't do hard drugs. I don't do heroin. I think you should be able to do heroin. I don't even smoke no more. I think it should be legal everywhere. The drugs that you get at the pharmacy are legal, but they're more dangerous than the street drugs. But because the government taxes it and makes money, they're legal. When's real change gonna happen? Who's gonna come along? When's the last time there was a real leader in the world? You know, you talked about Gandhi, Martin, Malcolm. When's the last one? 40 years? 30 years? None of us were even alive. There hasn't been a leader of our generation to say, fuck this, let's fight the power. There hasn't been, man. There hasn't been one. So who's gonna do it? Maybe your kids.
If they wanted to, the government could cure you of AIDS. With the equivalent of fire and ice. The equivalent of a prisoner who died for his rights. I'm lying to Christ, put your smile in a vice. I'm like Trump and the apprentice, only fire at night. I'm dying to fight.
You be who you want to be. Not who the government tells you to be. Not who your school tells you to be. Not who your professor or your parents tell you to be.